G'day legends, I hope you're all fantastic. We're checking out the way huge Supa-Puss today. This is an analog delay with modulation, tap tempo, and a super unique chase mode on here. It's basically just another marvelous creation from the amazing mind of George Trips. I thought for a long time this was just an Aquapuss with tap tempo, but there is modulation, there's a tone control, there's a gain control on here as well, so you can kind of add extra saturation to your repeats. You have the tap tempo foot switch on here that you can use as well. You can actually activate or deactivate delay trails on here by holding down one of these foot switches, and then the feedback control actually goes click, so you can scroll through the different tap tempo subdivisions. If you press it and hold it for about 4 or 5 seconds, you'll go into the chase mode as well. We're going to hear all of these, but first let's get started with the clean sound, which is just my PRS DGT into the pedal, into the ODS 100 clean on my Axe effects. Let's go. As you can hear, it's just a super fat analog delay in there. It's everything that's good about analog delay without some of the downsides of vintage units, namely it's really, really quiet on there. And then of course we've got modulation and we've got tap tempo in there. So I'll show you how the tap tempo function works. And when I first took this out of the box, I was like, where's the button to change the subdivisions? And it's actually on the feedback control. So that doubles up as a button there, and you've got multiple different subdivisions on there. So let's do the typical thing I was doing before, a dotted eighth note. I'll tap the tempo in. What I'm going to do now is just play with this, and I'm going to dial in a little bit of modulation on the repeats right there. You could also hear that the tone control is pretty drastic over its range. It can get super dark or super bright, but that gain control is sort of where the character lives in there. And I generally like it up a little bit higher on there. It's just kind of super vibey sounding to me. When we add the modulation in there, it's going to get even better. So let's just hear this tap tempo delay that I've got set up, and I'll bring the modulation depth up. Oh, that modulation is just right on there. I like that you can get it a little bit over the top, but it still stays really musical and not too seasick on there. The other thing that was super cool there was cycling through the subdivisions to kind of give yourself different like time stretch musical intervals. We'll revisit that in a second with the chase mode, but I want you to hear this in front of a dirty amp this time, and having the ability to saturate the repeats with that gain control and also filter them out with the tone control works really, really well here. Often if you're using a kind of brighter, cleaner delay in front of a dirty amp, if the echo repeats go down in volume, because it's in front of the amp is just going to get less and less saturated. So you go from really dirty repeat to a really clean repeat, as opposed to putting it post distortion, where you'll always get the character of the distortion on the delay. I'll let you hear it with the gain set up the way I like it, and then I'll just turn the gain down so you can hear the difference on there. So let's fire up some dirt. That massively hits the spot in front of a dirty amp for me. I find that's one thing I don't generally love the sound of, even with a lot of other kind of lo-fi analog delays, but having that saturation on there kind of almost gives it like a tape echo style effect on there. I really, really dig it. I really, really dig it. Right. Let's hold down this feedback knob and go into chase mode. You heard earlier what was happening when I kind of cycled through the different subdivisions. And this to me just kind of speaks to the genius of George Tripp's, that they would want this mode in here and have it so easily accessible. This is just going to cycle through the different subdivisions. So you set a kind of core delay time over here, and there's I think 4 or 5 different modes in here. It will cycle through them in order. It will go up and down. It will do them randomly. Basically, you have this kind of sequencer in there built around an analog delay, which I think is super awesome. Let's have a listen to what it does. I'll revisit that right at the end of the video and add some extra processing to it, because that is seriously fun. It's a super unique feature on there. You can, of course, hook up an expression pedal to control the delay time on there and do all the kind of spaceship noises that we know and love. But I want to hear this in the loop now for some kind of traditional lead style delays on here. Let's do it. I essentially bought this pedal because it came up pretty cheap locally, and I figured why not take a punt on it. I liked the Supa-Puss, but not enough to keep it, so I thought maybe Tap Tempo or Modulation would do that. But It's actually the fact this works so well in between the guitar and the main source of gain that I think this is going to stay here. The chase mode as well is super unique, and I feel like I haven't quite cracked that one. I love a unique mode on a pedal that can inspire you to do weird stuff. So I'm going to try to do some weird stuff with that right at the end of the video. But overall, I mean, I expected this to be pretty good, but if you're looking for an analog delay with all the bells and whistles and you want a kind of unique character tone out of it as well, this will take you from the super dark, gritty style stuff to more of the hi-fi stuff. Really, really low noise, easy to use. It's got some kind of cool add-ons to it as well. You know, the only criticism I could make of it is that it's not stereo, but the closest thing to this that does do stereo would be the Boss DM101, which is considerably more expensive. Maybe they'll do a stereo version one day. I would also say as well, it's worth checking out the Strymon Brig, which I demoed recently, even though it is a digital pedal that's emulating analog delays. It adds stuff like MIDI and artifact-free tap tempo. I think between this, the DM101 and the Brig, you could probably pick any of those and have a pretty good time. Go and check out the other videos that I've got on them. And I'll leave you with some super weird noises with this and a pitch shifted reverb from my Axe effects. If you like what I'm doing on the channel, check the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.